knock that over. So let me just move that over here. Well, I've got some good news for you. Do you want some good news? Okay, good. I feel like we could use some. You have just received 2 party invitations for Christmas. Let me tell you about the first one. The first one reads, "You are cordially invited to a royal Christmas gala in the grand opening of the newly built National Ballroom." This is not the funny part. It is gilded in gold. The floors are polished marble. Towering statues celebrate military triumphs. There will be a full orchestra playing patriotic fanfare as the guests arrive in luxury. You'll dine alongside a long list of who's who's. If you're lucky, you might even get a selfie with the king himself. Y'all, this is not the funny part. I want you to come and celebrate the rebirth of empire at Herod's palace. The second invitation, I had to dig it out of the trash. Somebody thought that it was trash. The second invitation is to a barn bash. It does smell like hay and manure. The walls, I've been told, are crumbling in. It's a little chilly. There is no dress code, though, and no one is checking names at the door. There are a few shepherds who smell, and there's a teenage girl recovering from labor. Their only music will be occasional cooing of doves and the quiet hum of angels watching from the shadows. There are no power brokers, no photo ops, just a feeding trough that holds something somebody called hope. Come celebrate the birth of Christ in the dirt. Which party are you going to attend? Because they are both on the same night. Are you going to go to the one with the security detail and the gourmet hors d'oeuvres, or the one with the livestock and hope? And which one, if we are truly being honest, do we really want to prepare all night for? Which of the parties are the ones that we're raising up and training our kids to want to receive the invitation for? Let's hear the gospel story for this morning from Luke's Gospel, chapter 2, starting in verse 8, because we get invited to this party every year. Now, in that same region, there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. Then an angel of the Lord stood over them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. For see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to those whom he favors." This is the word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Sally ain't missing Herod's party. She has been dreaming about receiving this invitation. She has her outfit picked out. She RSVP'd early. She practiced her conversation starters, because this isn't just a party. This is the party, the one that you want to take those selfies at and post all over your Instagram page. This is the one where Sally gets to network, to build her brand, to find her way into the rooms where decisions happen, where futures are carved. And honestly, if we're being real this morning, and I hope we will be, it makes sense. Who wouldn't want to be there? This is the kind of event that makes you feel like you are important and seen. And yet the host of the party is walking around and he just doesn't seem that happy. You see, as the music swells and the drinks are passed, Herod can't keep it together because there's a rumor. And it starts getting louder and louder. It's spilling around the room like spoiled wine. There's a child that's been born in a barn. Somewhere outside the gates, a child with no title, no lineage of kings, and yet the people are saying he's the real one, the actual one with power to change things. And Herod has a meltdown. He is pacing the floor. He is tweeting in all caps, "Dirty barn Messiah, fake news. I'm the only real king. I'm sending in the troops, checking all the barns. I have the best son. He's a big baby, a huge baby, tremendous baby. Everyone says so." Herod is furious because joy that doesn't bow is a threat to him. Good news that arrives without his permission is dangerous. He is terrified that he will not be able to silence this gospel whispered to shepherds. Herod is terrified that he won't be able to cancel the kingdom built in the dirt, and that as he is clinging to receive power, he can't receive peace at the same time. And so he spirals, grasping, raging, afraid. He doesn't even enjoy his own party. He doesn't enjoy the gold or the fancy food or the dancing, because empires can manufacture fear, but never joy. This is what the prophet Isaiah proclaims about this good news that comes to the true King of all generations. He prophesied this long before the manger scene. Listen to these good words. Isaiah chapter 61, 1-4. "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me. He has sent me to bring good news to the oppressed, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives and release to the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, to provide for those who mourn in Zion, to give them a garland instead of ashes, the oil of gladness instead of mourning, the mantle of praise instead of a faint spirit. They will be called the oaks of righteousness, the planting of the Lord to display his glory. They shall build up the ancient ruins. They shall raise up the former devastations. They shall repair the ruined cities, the devastations of many generations." Can I get an amen? Notice something important in this text, though. It's the same thing that's important in the manger scene, too. The angel doesn't come to give the shepherds joy. In here, the prophet doesn't come and say, "Guess what? Look up. All things around you are joyful." They both, in both scriptures, the prophet and the angel are coming to declare that joy is. They are coming to name that joy is coming. This is important. You see, the people receiving this good news of Isaiah are people in ruins. They're mourners. They're captives. They are in the generation living with the devastation that they did not choose. And yet, joy is proclaimed over them anyway. I don't know about you, but to me, that is some good news. Not because the ashes are gone, not because the ruins have yet been rebuilt, not because the world has fixed itself, but joy comes first as a gift, as a prophetic declaration of the not yet fully realized. This is the kind of joy that God brings. It's not a feeling. It's not a vibe. It's the truth, the declarative truth that God is announcing something new. I got to tell y'all what happened yesterday. Can I tell you a little story? Thank you. You should come every week because I want them to say, anyways. I was sitting right here in the front row, and if you didn't get to be here yesterday, I hope you will not miss the next show of the Charlie Brown Christmas show. It'll be happening one more time on December 21st at 4 o'clock. But we had it yesterday at 5, and I was sitting here on the front row, and Declan came and joined Everly, Joy, and I, and sat right next to me. And there's a point where everybody's complaining about Christmas. You know this point in the show that's on TV. Sally wants her toys, wants her brother to write down her long list, and he refuses. And everything's going wrong, so Lucy's just upset that nobody's listening to her, and Schroeder wants to play a different song, and it's just a mess, right? Everybody is just in their funk, and Christmas is just seeming like it ain't going to happen. And if it does, what is it even good for? And Linus steps out and he says, but that's because this isn't what it's about. It's about so much more. And if you do not know Declan, he was right up here with me this morning. He says, that's right. He said, that's right. It was the cutest, but also the most beautiful declaration of the sermon that he heard in his heart. He heard somebody step out from the complaining and say, y'all, this isn't what it's about anyways. It's about so much more. And in his little heart, he said, that's right. My prayer for us is that we do not waste this Christmas waiting to feel joyful. Because if you are waiting for the right gift or the right invitation or the perfect meal or that great photo op or somebody to come and tell you that they love you, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it because it is about so much more. Joy is not something that we generate. Joy is something that God declares is. And the good news is that God has come to declare that there is great joy for all the people. And it may not look like that yet, but church, the part of our faith is that we hope that it is true and we live like it is coming. That is our joy. And so I want us to do something a little bit different this morning. I hope that you'll play with me a little bit. Front row every week, please. She said, yeah. I'm going to make some declarations. And I want you to respond, that's right. Okay? All right? Can we do it? Let's practice. God declares joy. Yes. To a weary world. Okay, hold on. You got to wait. Wait for the part where I say God declares joy, okay? That's going to be your cue. That's going to be your cue. But y'all are ready. I love it. I love it. To a world weary from war, from the rubble in Gaza to the grief of Australia and Brown University. I had to write that in this morning. From Ukraine to Sudan, where peace feels impossible, God declares joy. To the children held in detention centers, to the migrants turned away at the borders, to those whose name don't make the headlines, but their cries are heard in heaven, God declares joy. To anyone who dares to keep hoping, to keep singing, to keep loving, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, and even when the empire is still throwing parties, God declares joy. To those whose bodies are fighting battles of cancer, to those waiting on scans and test results and impossible news, God declares joy. To families lying awake at night, afraid for someone they love, afraid for the next phone call to ring out, unsure of how close the edge really is, God declares joy. To the ones whose families turned away when they came out, who were told that they could be loved or be honest, God declares joy. To those making painful adult decisions before they feel ready, letting go of what once felt safe and learning to love in new and harder ways, God declares joy. To anyone sitting here today who thinks this sermon is not for you because your life is too messy, hear this clearly. Over you, God declares joy. Now, there's an adult part of you that said, this is foolish. There's an adult part of you that said, this is foolish. Because God doesn't declare joy in those places. They're too hard. They're too grief-filled. They're too painful. They're too far gone. They're too broken. And that's exactly the point. God didn't show up at Herod's palace among all of the riches and all of the gold and declare that things are good here. God showed up to Mary in the dirt. They were refugees in a land that wasn't theirs. God showed up there to the shepherds in the fields that had been told that they don't belong in the city. God showed up and said, I am declaring good news of great joy for all people. That's right. That is good and hopeful news for us right here, right now. No matter what happens when we walk out those doors, joy does not mean that everything is fixed. Joy means God has not turned away from us. Joy means you are not abandoned in your waiting. Joy means love has the final word. That is what the angels are singing about. That is what Isaiah promises. That the joy born in the manger is not fragile. It is not shallow, and it is not temporary. It is strong enough to live right in the middle of our grief. And so today, we join the song, not because life is easy, because we believe and hear God saying, I am bringing you great news. And for that we say, that's right. Let us pray. God, from the mouths of babes, you continuously show us when we get overwhelmed. We get overwhelmed by the things, the to-do lists, the emptiness, the longings, the pain, the anxiousness, that sometimes we lose sight. And when we light this pink candle that just, it stands for joy, and yet we go, for the kids, that's nice. I hope they have a very Merry Christmas. But we've long forgotten that joy is what our lifeline hinges on. That we would not get overwhelmed by the darkness and the pain in our world because we are holding that candle. We are holding that flickering light of joy and saying, I believe it. I believe it's true, even though everything around me wants to yell that it's not. This is my truth. This is my flickering truth, that joy has come into the world, that God is doing a new thing, and I'm going to choose to live my life in accordance and obedience to that joy. I'm going to choose to love my neighbor no matter what. No matter what sign they put in their yard, I'm going to love them anyway. I'm going to choose to call that relative that there has been pain and distance in our relationship because I'm going to choose to love anyway. I'm going to choose to go to the places in the world to where I know that there is hurting because I know that I can be sustained through it by your strength and your joy in my life. To go and be that light in the world. God, it is hard to hold on to joy this year. But we need it. It is truly our only hope. So God, during this last song, as we sing and lift our voices to you, might your joy be present with us. Show us that it is true. Be here and be present in our hearts. It's in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit that we pray. Amen.